Okay, the purpose of this just about 8-minute video is to discuss some of the things I've encountered while trying to fly this drone. First of all, because it's just a automatic exposure camera here, when you put the horizon about in the middle, it kind of the lower part is underexposed and the upper part lower, and then when I come down here, the majority of the screen is the same the same brightness. You get a good view of the landscape, and of course the sky is going to be a bit overexposed. Now, while doing this, first of all, I've had a DJI Phantom for both in Thailand and here for a fair time and flown it, a fair bit. When I get these, I go to YouTube and watch the tutorials. Now, one of the things I've noticed with the DJI Spark is that there's not much in the way of tutorials. Because most of the people, okay, there's new people buying the thing because it was, it is selfie drone and all that kind of stuff. And then there are guys that have done tutorials and reviews before, but not as much as intense as with the other drones, Mavic and those kind. Anyhow, right here I'm at Hammock Park in Dunedin, just a few hundred meters east of the whatever. And I'm trying to sort out a number of things. One thing that, first of all, another problem here is I have no place that has any distance for me to pick up speed. So I pretty much have to stay in beginner mode. So one of the things I found out is you can't use a number of these options, camera options, in beginner mode. One of them being tripod mode. Now, most of my, and what I'll probably do is put a couple links into some of my old Eastbound from Above in Florida from above. All I'm trying to do is show people a different perspective of things. I'm not trying to create, amazing videos and all of that. I just want people to see something other than, the under 2 meter view they get of everything. And so I'm not really excited about those type of things. I'm trying to see what I learned is if you use the tripod mode, moving, yawing, turning the camera from left to right is much better controlled. Turning the gimbal from looking down to looking horizontal is a much smoother operation. Now, another problem I'm having in the area is they're all restricted areas in some way or the other. And this is why further along, you'll see I went up to Dunedin, and which was supposed to have nothing there, and I was getting warnings. So the point being is there's not this German Shepherd here, Alsatian, was kind of following me around there with its boss, and the dog was really well behaved and really interested, especially when I started to bring the drone down and you hear the beep, beep, beep. Now, somebody else in the whole thing brought up the fact that on return to home, the drone comes down and stops. And then you've got to slide to land. Well, I quite agree with the person, because especially if you lose control, and what he experienced was the drone returned to like 1 meter above the home point, and just, and if you've lost your controller, there's nothing you can do. So the drone, when you return it to home, should really return to home. Now here we are up in Dunedin, no, excuse me, not Dunedin, in Tarpon Springs, Florida. This is a big, the sponge business is up here years ago. It was settled by Greek people. And this is just down the end of the main street there where I put it up. And just, first of all, looking for someplace to put it up. And 90% of what I do is early mornings. So the shot, now we're looking generally north. The shot to the east is generally the crappiest because I'm looking into the sun. Even though I generally try to bring the gimbal down so you can see what's on the land there. Now we're looking out towards the Gulf of Mexico and the west side of Tarpon Springs. And there's fair breeze. The drone does hold well. It's just these problems like the return to home thing, the tap fly, the lack of really substantive tutorials and how to do things are the things that, coupled with the geography of where I am right now. Hopefully, when I get back to Thailand, here I'm at a park in Tarpon Springs, a bit west of there in town. This is just a baseball diamond kind of place, and once again, I don't really have 100 yards to do. Now, when I was here, I was kind of looking. There's a lot of live oaks around here. They're everywhere, and one thing I've never done is this sort of visual stuff, and moving through them and things like that. So I played with that a little bit, and then I moved to the next day. I came up to Dunedin near the Fine Arts Building and did a little flying around. There was some remote control airplane club there that sort of had a formal permission, and they were flying, and they said, hey, no problem, glad you came up, and would I please stay to this area to the right, which I did. Now, the nice thing with this is the drone holds its altitude really well. And to scooch along later in another video on this trail, and I'm not even knee-high off the ground, and you get a real steady and a really good view if there's something of interest on either side. So we're getting down here to where we've only got, about a minute left. So I'll let you see what's going on. And I think before the end of this, I got it out of beginner mode. I went out of beginner mode and picked up a fair bit of speed. But what I'd really like, hope to see soon is somebody doing more informative posts, on DJI Spark. I look every day and I look at what's been done, and a lot of it, some of it's interesting, some of it's very nice photographs. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of questions still out there that haven't been resolved. And hopefully soon there'll be a software update that'll sort of improve some of this stuff. But I can just see going over to rice paddies in Thailand, doing this kind of thing. It's going to look nice, and it's going to give people a view. And so anyhow, this is sort of it. And y'all take care, and hope to be back soon with another one. Bye.